Well, everyone, thank you very much. Cursor turn up to red, please, on the right top corner. So last Saturday, it was kind of the show and tell how the web application development worked. Today, actually, fundamentally, today the first crash course. Okay, the last Saturday was kind of more about whatever is called the show and tell. So this session is advanced in terms of you learn all the bits by pieces throughout the bootcamp. This session is when you'll be studying a project. So the goal is how actually the project work is kind of the user story, and there is a backend developed by somebody else, that the database worked by somebody else, and then there is a design by someone else, right? These things are always like this in a production grade application, okay? You are like a 1% somewhat contribution. You are not doing all of this. Somebody is testing as well. Somebody's mobile app developing. So there is so many people actually that directly work in any project. And you and me, part of the project in a different perspective. That's the fundamental truth, okay? So this, our goal is every website or the web application has a details landing page. This landing page is combination of the static and the dynamic, okay? When you call the static, means information, you just type it out, it doesn't change often. When you say the dynamic, means those areas are, dynamic means those areas actually the consumed by the backend APIs, okay? So then the website, we mentioned many times, can be the fully portfolio, or website is the in between the static means portfolio and the dynamic. This all depends how the the web application, nature of the web application. In landing page, we always intend this landing page should be as light as possible, because landing page has to be like a powerful way, the load super fast. Okay, that's the landing page nature should be. Nature should be because the end user experience is loading is high, then the user will run away. Okay, that's the reason we do not do much activities on the landing page. Means we do not do the heavily API, the integrator, so on and so forth. Basically, the whenever it comes to the API means other system involved, means backend involved. Okay, so landing page is the lightweight, as light as possible. This landing page we will cover today a couple of things. Okay, so basically the how the landing page is and the what the landing page should be is all defined by the business. Okay, and then the designer design it, right? And the designer get approval from the business, and then finally the development team works. The front-end developer, back-end developer works, right? And that's how the nature is not going to change. So we are going to do the same way. We have our landing page, UI UX design, and then we are actually going to from the design we're actually going to structure the project, and then actually we will be converting some the component into the code. At the live, we are going to write the code. Okay, not all the section you can write the code because it will take forever. But the goal is you can be given the access when it is your time. Okay, not now. If some of you join to expose that this is coming for you when the initial bootcamp is done, then you'll be working with the development team to work on a feature. In a project, you work on a specific feature. Okay, the 2 feature, 3 feature, 1 feature. That's how you do. So the goal is you expose and you are seeing, you are actually connecting the dots where you're using the different type of elements, where you're using the different type of component, and how you actually make the reusable component. So as a newbie, it is not humanly possible. You can think everything is straight and make things right. Okay, that's the reason you work with the existing people. They are already working, they already know, because they also work with the senior people, they gain the experience and the skills. So your goal is to exposure. Once you sit down, then it will be faster for you because you know, and you have the coach with you. So to do things faster, if you think wrong way, your thought process will be improve immediately. Okay, so you will be doing it right, and you will be executing it right, and you will deliver it right. That's the whole purpose of the crash course through the e-commerce platform. So, of course, we'll be doing from the scratch, and we'll be consuming some APIs. The API consuming means API is completely business logic and all the backend logic. Nothing we are going to change. Okay, you'll be learning the Next.js specific, how the Next.js work, how the rendering works. Okay, you'll be learning. It's all about the how you're the collecting the data from the backend, or you are sending the data from front end to the backend. That's the whole purpose. All the mechanism is coming. All the Next.js functionality is coming. All about the client and server communication. There's a client. I am typing something from my browser. Means it's a front end. Then it is going to the web server. Then from web server is connected with the backend. So basically, in the practical life, web server is connected with the front end and the backend. Do you do this? You don't do this. Who does it? DevOps engineer does it. But knowing how the communication works, that's important. Okay. So the web server, the front end and back end is connected. And the database cluster means database all is connected with the back end. Database does not connect with the web server. This, the fourth sentence is significantly helping you. That's how the web technology works. Simple. So now, the backend is always about the logic, business logic. Frontend is always about the beautification, user presentation. But you have to consume the backend APIs on each of the front end component, so that when user do the transaction, the interaction, it actually goes to the backend. Backend communicate with the database as needed based on the user story. Understand this, okay? As needed based on the user story, not always the true statement. Sometimes backend has the power to give you the response, right? It doesn't need to go to the database. So again, the more you understand the requirement perspective, dot by dot, it is easier for you to speak precisely to the point from the technical perspective. There is no other example allowed here. Like the typical example, this all about has to be e-commerce, every user story, how they work. And to make the front end, what library we're using, what framework we're using, what package we're using, what package version we're using. Same in the backend, what library you're using, what version we're using, and how the connection with the database work. So that's how it will be. In general, we'll be going through the journey. So, and of course, you will see the features like the product, categories, campaign, add to cart, orders. These are all the features. These features always in every e-commerce based application exist. Can you scroll down a little bit? Okay, so